You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters.
Welcome, fellow stargazers. Your sisters are in the house for season 2. Hi, Jude.
Yay. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited. This is episode 53. So of a weekly, we're now entering the second year of providing practical tools and tidbits to help people with their celestial and terrestrial questions. And this week we're covering Sunday, September 11th, roughly through Saturday, September 17th. We're coming off of a full moon. What do you got for us? What should we be looking out for this week?
Yeah, that full moon in Pisces. Hope it didn't throw everyone for a loop and that you're on the right track. As we come into Sunday the 11th, we've got the sun trine Uranus. And Uranus was involved with the lunation as well. So
right, yes.
Things are kind of spicy. You know, there could be some exciting developments or news that came with the full moon that might be, you might be still trying to assess it. Is it too good to be true? Is it real? Because, that full moon was conjunct Neptune. Okay, yeah. So, you're still trying to figure it out. But with the sun trining Uranus, so the sun is in Virgo. Mm-hmm. It loves things that are well-designed, very practical, very efficient, things that are very methodical, step by step. It loves to break things down and have things make sense, be logical. So with that sun trine Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus, conjunct the North Node. Yeah. So there might be something that just seems like a great fit. Something that just has come up that you've been wanting to make some changes, you've been waiting for an opportunity, that you're finding some new way or some innovative way to implement new habits, new something, right? So that's really great on Sunday, and that's part of the lunation and will influence the week because this trine will last a couple of days. The sun trine Uranus. It's exact on Sunday the 11th.
So does anything about the fact that both Virgo and Taurus being earth signs have anything to do with the trine that makes it feel more grounded or anything? Or
oh yeah, that's a wonderful question.
Okay.
Yeah, because the sun's in Virgo, an earth sign, exactly right. And then Taurus is an earth sign, and Uranus is in Taurus. Yeah, that makes a big difference. It makes whatever the opportunity, whatever the insight is, much more usable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And practical.
Yeah.
And it might involve ease even, and beauty. It might be really an elegant way to have a problem solved.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's fantastic as a question. Thank you, Sarah.
Sure. All right. Well, keep going through the week.
Sure. So as we move into Monday, the sun in Virgo makes a quincunx angle that's 150 degrees. So it's not quite in opposition.
I think you described it once as
yeah, it's like the gears just can't quite get there. It's to Saturn. So the sun makes the quincunx to Saturn. So it's just come off of this fabulous trine to Uranus, which is just giving you all of this insight and energy and potential, electrical potential. And then you have this quincunx of 150 degrees, sun in Virgo, to Saturn in Aquarius. And then Saturn in Aquarius is trying so hard to be practical.
Yes.
It's trying to think of the future.
Fuddy-duddy.
It wants things to be steady.
Yeah.
And, put one foot in front of the other. But Aquarius doesn't work that way. Aquarius is just kind of like lightning coming out of the sky, and it lights up this part of the neighborhood and makes a big thunder sound. But,
Aquarius does?
Yeah. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yep.
Yeah, so Aquarius is like, it likes future-oriented things. It can be a surprising kind of detached.
Yeah.
There can be a quality of detachment or surprise. You never know. Sometimes Aquarian energy is just kind of boop, boop, boop. kind of very spontaneous, I should say.
Okay, that's good.
And Saturn in Aquarius is not spontaneous. Saturn is like patience,
wow.
persistence.
Yeah.
We must tackle any obstacles that get in our way, and so Saturn's trying so hard, and the sun is in Virgo and wanting to be so practical, and Saturn's trying to be so hard to lay down the rules in Aquarius, which is trying to be so future oriented and doesn't really respond to rules. So there's a bit of a disconnect.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good not to be hard on yourself.
Okay, that's a good, got it.
Yeah, with this kind of aspect, because, you can be like, why aren't things moving faster? Why aren't we getting to where we want to go? What was that detour about? That's the quincunx. It's just a bit of it's like the guy the flagging guy in the road with the, slow or stop. That's it. Yep. You got two options, slow or stop.
And waving you to the other lane. You're like, really? You want me to go to that other lane?
Detour ahead, yeah.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of a hiccup in the beginning of the week. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we've got the 13th, the 14th, the 15th.
Yeah.
The moon is very busy.
Oh, okay.
The moon enters Taurus. It speeds along. It enters Taurus on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it makes a conjunction to Uranus in Taurus, the North Node in Taurus.
Yes.
By the end of the week, it will be conjuncting Mars. But when the moon reaches Taurus and makes that conjunction to Uranus, it's going to square Saturn.
Okay.
So again, you have, that kind of reverbing echo to the Sun Quincunx Saturn on Monday. Saturn's kind of busy this week.
Okay.
Because it's being highlighted by these aspects of the moon and the sun.
Okay.
So the Sun Quincunx Saturn lasts about 4 days. So that's about the length of the week. And then the moon conjuncting Uranus it's quick. And then the moon squaring Saturn is also quick. The moon moves on. But it can give you that emotional touchstone. Yeah. That, like, things are kind of like a little staticky.
Okay.
With the moon conjunct Uranus and then the moon square Saturn, you can use that to get a little more grounded.
Okay.
But still, it's unresolved. It's a point of growth.
Okay.
So Wednesday, moon in Taurus wants things very practical. Again, it's similar to Virgo in that way, but it likes things that are with some ease.
Yes.
There's a kind of a generosity and a graciousness to Taurus.
Yeah.
And when it meets up with Uranus, it gets a little jangled. So there might be a surprise, some kind of, something that doesn't quite work the way you thought it should or was planning on having it work on Wednesday when the moon conjuncts Uranus. And then that sets off the square to Saturn is like, well, I had it all planned out, and then it just made it all a mess. And now nothing worked. So you can, go in that direction, or you can just be kind of a grown-up and say, okay, have a plan B.
Right.
It's
all in good time.
It's okay. Yeah. Have a plan B. Just have a plan B.
Be flexible.
Yes, be flexible.
Excellent.
Yes, that's exactly right, because those earth signs like things kind of set.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes you have the idea of how it's going to go, but a detour might actually provide, and who knows down the line that was the best way for it to evolve.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So on Thursday the 15th, the moon enters Gemini, and then it's pretty quiet. I mean, relatively quiet. It makes a sextile to Neptune. It makes a trine to Pluto. So these will just be somewhat accessible through either dream states or kind of like thoughts that kind of bubble up.
Okay.
These are not hard aspects. The sextiles are, and the trines, they're easy. So if feelings or visions or fantasies or kind of like, if there's an ease about the day on Thursday, you can thank these sextiles and trines from the moon to Neptune and from the moon to Pluto.
Nice.
And also there's a moon trine to the sun. So Thursday is somewhat of an easier day. So if you had a hard time on Wednesday, Thursday's much better.
Okay, great.
Then the moon enters Gemini later in the day. And as we roll into Friday, this is where things can get a little tricky. So Friday the 16th, the moon makes a sextile to Jupiter, which that's early in the morning, like 2 a.m. So you might wake up with just this really expansive feeling. The moon trines Mercury right around 6 a.m. So again, there might be some great connections to dreams, you know?
Okay.
That moon in Gemini might be really helpful to write things down.
Yeah.
Moon sextile Jupiter.
Maybe even go to bed with an intention of what you'd like to have received in your unconscious dream state.
Yeah, exactly.
The night before.
Thursday night, Thursday night, set some dream intentions.
Okay.
Yeah, and then write them down on Friday morning because the moon will trine Mercury and sextile Jupiter. So it's really great, you know, to...
Excellent, yeah.
You know, harvest and kind of bring in some of those big thoughts. Jupiter's in Aries and Mercury's in, goodness, where is Mercury?
Flying around at the speed of whatever.
Mercury's in Libra, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It's backing up. It started retrograde. So again, that idea that there might be ideas that are coming up that have come up before, you want to catch them this time. That's the idea with the retrogrades of any planet, that there might be something that you missed going when things were so busy. And now you get this chance to redo or to rethink or to recapture.
Yeah, revisit.
Revisit.
Okay.
So on Friday, we're still on Friday now. So we've got the morning is good. And the afternoon gets a little squirrely. So around 3 p.m., Venus squares Mars. So we know where Mars is. Mars is in Gemini.
Yep.
It's going to be there for another 7 months. So Mars is in Gemini.
Forewarned.
Yeah. And then Venus is in Virgo. So Venus is making her way through Virgo. We've got this square. So they're at a point of growth.
Yes. Okay.
So there might be something, you know, Mars again wants to spar verbally.
Yep.
You know, wants to kind of kick his ideas around back and forth.
Yep.
You know, like a ping pong game, basically, of ideas. Nothing sticks.
Okay.
Pretty much nothing sticks with Mars in Gemini because Gemini is so flighty.
Yeah.
I mean, not to diss on Gemini, because Gemini has a lot of ideas, but it can also be easily distracted. So with Mars there, it can really be distracted.
Yep.
So it can get into stuff that it really shouldn't be getting into.
It doesn't support Gemini's best attributes.
Exactly. So you've got Venus in Virgo wanting to be methodical and efficient. You know, doesn't want an argument. Venus in Virgo is answering to Mercury. And wants to have pleasant conversations about practical concerns that moves everything forward in a very efficient manner, you know. And then you've got Mars up in Gemini, like trying to.
What about this? What about this? Did you think of it this way? But what about that? You didn't. That's not how I would do it. What about this? What about? Let's back up. I want to talk about that again. No,
that's it.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
At the same time.
Oh no.
At the same time, you have the Sun opposing Neptune. So back when we had our full moon in Pisces, right? On the 10th, we had the moon conjunct Neptune, and the Sun was opposing Neptune.
Yep.
By a wide margin. It wasn't a huge close degree because the Sun was at 17 at the full moon. But now the Sun has moved up to 24 Virgo and is exactly opposing Neptune.
Okay.
So there's a flavor that has carried over from this full moon on the 10th all the way through into this following week on the 16th, 17th. And now you have the exact opposition of the Sun in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. So Neptune in Pisces, you know, the world is so large, so vast, so immense, so deep, so wide, you know, and all of our dreams are there. And then you have the Sun in Virgo, which is trying to be, okay, well, let's just try to sort them all out here and put a list together. And Neptune's like, no, that is impossible. They exist beyond time and space. And Virgo's like, That's ridiculous. So you see how we're kind of batting these things around, that things, you might want something to be really done. You might have drawn up all of the details, and then you've got, somebody over here saying, but what about this
Wouldn't it be
idea?
nice? Couldn't we also explore the...
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you've got to consider it, maybe.
Okay.
But maybe you have to, make it look like you want to consider it. Mm-hmm. It can also be, on the other end of the scale, this Sun opposition Neptune can also be kind of believing in the fantasy or accepting the deception.
Okay.
So there's part of this Virgo Sun, though, that's very discriminating. Virgo's nature is critical analysis, discrimination. So when they're presented with this kind of Neptunian fantasy, they're going to pick it apart, There's so many holes in it.
Yeah.
Which is the beauty of it all, right? That's Neptune, the beauty of all the holes. But it's not practical. So there's the dichotomy.
Okay.
So it could be part of yourself that you're believing a fantasy that's just not real. It could be someone's presenting something to you that just doesn't fit in with the the dynamic of the plan,
or doesn't feel true to you. Just does not resonate as a. I just don't think so.
Well, and what supports that thought feeling true to you is that the moon in Gemini conjuncts Mars and squares to Venus only 2 hours later. So you've got this Sun opposition Neptune that we just talked about, and then you've got the moon coming through, making that feeling what feels true. Moon conjunct Mars, moon square Venus. And earlier in the day, we had the Venus square Mars. So a relationship issues, but also it's not just man-woman issues.
Right.
It's relationships in general.
Yeah.
And it's also internally, the relationships we have with ourselves. What is the receptive? What's the part of it that you want to believe? What's the part of it that you want to combat?
Okay.
So these are the qualities of the energy of Friday the 16th, which is, I think, pretty much the heaviest day of the week.
Okay. All right. Good time to just keep checking in with yourself.
Yes.
And not push decisions and just be like, how does this sit with me? So do those aspects stay very long, or we move past them
the
fairly?
Venus square Mars is going to be a couple of days. You start to feel it on Thursday. Friday, it is exact. It may spill over a little bit into Saturday. But the feeling piece, the evening, what feels true, that will kind of build through the day because the moon is in Gemini and it comes up to this conjunction with Mars and then the square to Venus in Virgo. The fullness of it will really be with you Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will ease out.
Okay. Maybe a good time to just plan a weekend, chill out if you can.
Yeah.
All righty.
Exactly.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
All right. Well, good things to keep in mind this week. Fellow listeners, as you know, you can send us an email at connect@sisterstargazers.com. Don't forget, every Monday, we are on wmpg.org at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for our live weekly half-hour call-in astrology show. So thank you so much, Jude, for all that.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you to all of our listeners.
All right, everybody. We'll see you for episode 54. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.